We are top of the league. We are top of the league. Woohoo!
Come on.
Good evening. Welcome along. I know I'm supposed to be in Turkey, and that's exactly where I am. But we're one down, so I've jumped on. Sorry, I've not got my Sunderland top on. But we're here for another Sunday bunch live to keep you all entertained. Joining us tonight, we got Conrad. Conrad, how's your day been?
Yeah, it's been all right. Not quite in Turkey, but yeah, been all right.
Right, fair enough. Joined by Wayne. I haven't seen Wayne for ages. Wayne, how's your day been?
Aye, strangers, mate. Stranger, good, very good, mate. Thanks. Like it's not as hot where you are, but aye, nice weekend. All good.
Well, it is hot. It's not been sunny today, mind, but never mind. Mike, what have you been up to today?
I've just come back from Costa del Scotland, and I've got a sunburn from there, so I've enjoyed the weather.
Well, there you go. Well, I'm not here for a holiday. I'm here to get all my teeth ripped out tomorrow, get my new turkey teeth. But we're here to discuss all things Sunderland. Of course, we are live, which means you can join us via the live chat if you want to have your say. And we'll do our best to give a mention. I'm going to hold my hands up. I've not seen any football. I've not seen any goals. I've got a clue who these new signings are, but it doesn't matter. I'm not going to tell you that. I'm just going to blag it. All right. So already on the chat, we got Las Palmas Mackham first, as he always is. Ian Wilkinson there. Peter Selkirk, our very own Emma Hansen, who was did a brilliant job down at the Academy of Light. It's my internet, all right, because I'm getting a funny little. I'm still all right. The hotel's internet. Right then, okay. So, well, cracking result on Saturday. I mean, I always predict my 3-1, and of course, came good again as it did. Good win at Portsmouth. Conrad, did you expect us to win?
I think so. I think I had 1-0, so I didn't expect it to be as easy and convincing as it was in the end. But no, it just felt like, as one of the commenters put already, it felt like another day in the office yesterday. They just picked up exactly where we left off and just blitzed another team away.
Right, okay. Wayne, how confident were you before kick-off?
Well, you weren't the only one to have 3-1. I had 3-1 and all, so I was just as confident as you were. Right, I see. It's not a place where we normally go down there and do well. So you've always got it in the back of your mind. But I just thought if we played our game, then we beat them, and that's just exactly how I would pan out. They never troubled us one bit. So I was super confident, just like you were.
Right, okay. I mean, of course, I didn't predict it, Sod's law, but of course, they always had me bet on. I always put my money on the old 3-1 there, so at least that came in. Mike, confident before kick-off, was you?
Yeah, I was more confident than all of us. I predicted 4-0, and if 09 knew which side he was on, I'd have been on for it. And I even saw Conrad worried during his live stream because he thought I was going to get me 4-0.
I'd never been so disappointed in 09's own goal. I think I even sent it to you, Wayne, earlier on. It's 3-1, and that means Wayne's right. That's more what I was disappointed at.
Right, fair enough. Just very quickly on the chat then, Coffee Goblin says we are top of the league, which of course we are. And like you said, another day at the office, Stephen Martin says, Ian Wilkinson, boy, there's some hair on the show tonight, but it's not on the head. We haven't got a fringe between us. Oh, maybe mine. That's on its way out as well. Waving goodbye. 120 people already watch the stream. We like to get 100 likes. If we can. I can't see how many likes we've got here. I'll try and get it on my phone. So just hit the thumbs up if you would. And more so, hit the subscribe button if you've not subscribed to the channel. We're on our way to 10,000 subscribers. Sorry, I'm just going to get me. I'm just going to get me notes up. What I wrote this afternoon while I was around the pool. First goal was an own goal, but the second goal from Brown. Right. Who was it saying that he stole it off Mundle? Is that right? I'm really sorry because I've not even seen the goal. So, Mike,
Honestly, there's going to be some dressing room talk. I hope they take it lightheartedly, but it's proper. It's shithousery. Sorry for the swearing, but shithousery is his best. In the Sunday League, he'd have definitely been fined a couple of pints because it was going in, and he just put his toes on the end. It was really cruel for me, Ender.
I disagree. I think that you had to make sure, there was somebody behind him. You never know, and it's like you say, you had to make sure he just put it up the line. So if somebody had come behind him and cleared it away, it would have been saying, well, why didn't Brown touch it in? So I disagree.
Yeah. I'm the same as you, Wayne. I'm a bit like, first angle, I just thought my enders fooled them all and just p-rolled it into the corner. And then I saw it again and went, oh, that's proper cheeky. There we go. And then I suddenly went, hang on, there is a defender behind him who was coming in. I don't know if he'd have got there, but like you say, you've just got to make sure, haven't you? And that's exactly what he did.
I mean, to be fair, Mundle even ran away and done his celebration, didn't he? So he actually thought he'd scored, which was, a bit shit on him. Like
my ender did, yeah.
The ender did, aye.
Yeah.
But never mind.
Well, I'll have my say. I thought it was Brown's goal all day, to be honest. That was to hazard a guess.
It wasn't quite David Nugent for England, where it was literally going in and he just ran in and smashed it in.
It was.
It wasn't that bad. It was at least 2 foot off the line before he prodded it in.
Right, okay, just quickly on the chat. Stephen Thorne says, roll on Plymouth. Of course, we want to these international breaks. Good to go in the international break, top of the league, because we stayed top of the league a bit longer. But like I said, when you're on a roll, you just you want to get in there. Stevie Johnson says, well done, Conrad, on the live stream. Yesterday was first class, so well done to you for that. Thanks a lot. And they said Mike wasn't missed, apparently, whatever that's whatever that's supposed to mean. Mundle got a goal as well. I saw it on social media today when I was having a bit whisk through there. Somebody said that obviously Jack Clark was holding the team back. So, I mean, was he brilliant again, Mundle? Was he good? I mean, we've not really missed Clark, have we, as yet? Win?
First half, he struggled to get in the game in the first half, but as the game went on, he could come more and more into it, and he took his goal really, really well. And I think it was Mike who said, credit to you, Mike, you did say that there's a at this stage, he's better than what Clark was at this stage, and he's shown that, and I think that's why Tottenham let Clark go, didn't they? They kept Mundle because he was the better prospect. And fair play to him, he's come in, he stepped in, he's took his chance, and he's been absolutely class, absolutely class.
Sorry, did I? Because I'm not up with all this with us being away here. So was Mundle at Tottenham as well?
At the time, they were both at Tottenham, but they kept Mundle and sold Clark. Right, Mundle was the better prospect. So
you see there, you learn something every day. Why are you talking funny, Phil? I'm not talking. I've still got all my teeth. My teeth are still in. That's our last coming on here. So, Mundle, is he the real deal then, Conrad?
I think so. I put in our group earlier on that he gives us more than Clark does because, example being his goal yesterday, he went down on his left and took a shot, whereas we sometimes wondered that Jack Clark, even though he's brilliant at it, got a bit found out because he always wanted back on his right foot to have a shot across goal. Sort of Burnley Mundle can do that bit, but as of yesterday, he just ran on and smashed it with his left into the bottom corner. So we've actually got a 2-footed player now. So I think, yeah, I mean, Mike knew from January, we were all waiting to see it, and he never really got his chance until now. But I think we said it again last week. The biggest compliment we can give him is the team's not looked back in putting him in or looked any worse off, probably even better in putting him in for it.
Right, okay. Coffee Goblin on the chat says Mundle was Clark's replacement at Spurs. RWA Productions, which is Bradley down there, says, even Phil, told you we would get 12 out of 12. Yeah, because I told him he'd been drinking as well when I've done that. But, well, there you go, 12 out of 12. Well done. Mike, is Mundle better than Clark then?
Yep.
Up the Magic Dragon?
Said it as soon as he came through the door. He just had a lot more about him. He looks more hungry. Clark, although has moments of brilliance, did start to look a bit lazy at times. It'd take him a half to get started. And like Wayne said, it took Mundle a half to get started, but how many games has he had? How many full 90 minutes has he had? Is this his second full 90 minutes? Yeah, and look at the performance he's given us. It's just nothing but good things to come. I just hope, touch wood, it's not a case of Ekwa where he starts well and peters off. So time will tell.
What I've noticed though, obviously we all gutted that Clark's gone, but in the 2 games that Mundle's played, we look a lot more balanced. Whereas when Clark was here, it was pass the ball to Clark every time with a chance. Now down the right hand side, Roberts and Hume are a lot more involved, and we're creating a lot more down that side as well. So it's kind of worked out well. I mean, it's obviously still good that Clark's gone, but
yeah, and obviously you're not going to have that 3 men marking Clark every single game because he's the only threat. Threats now are coming from all sides. Roberts is looking on form. He just needs to perfect a shot, and Mundle's looking good. And then Mayenda's coming through the middle. 3 goals now for Mayenda. I'm not counting Brown for that one.
2 goals for Mayenda, but 3 assists for Mayenda. 3 assists though.
3 assists.
Just very quickly, back on the chat, Ian Wilkinson. Head shining brighter than Phil's teeth. I've got my teeth yet. I get them pulled out tomorrow. This light's terrible. Like, it's not half aging me. Also, David Scott says, Mike, how's Emma after Friday night? Your turn in the next window. Mike, you're gonna have to come up and get up there and do a bit. So, I mean, like I say, I mean, I wasn't supposed to be on tonight anyway. I'm over here, but I've not seen the game. How did we play overall? Did we control the game? Was it just same as how we've done at the last 3, Conrad?
Yeah, I think we started off sort of. I don't want to say we started off slow. We just sort of. We seem to have this thing in the first few games where we let them have a little bit of the passage of play in the first 5-10 minutes just to sort of size them up. Apart from at Sheffield Wednesday where we actually went, these are crap, these go, and we just nicked 3 goals off of them. So we sort of let them have the majority of the ball just to see what was what, and then we started to just come into the game a bit better. As soon as we got on top, we got one straight away, albeit a bit fortunate bouncing back off their defender, but someone asked in our comments on the live stream, they went, was it Virginia-esque own goal? And I think we gave Virginia a 10 out of 10 on the embarrassment scale. That would put about 6 or a 7, I would say. It's unfortunate, really. But we didn't look back from there. I don't think Portsmouth actually had a proper shot on goal. I don't remember Patterson having to move further than just trying to catch a ball from a header or anything. So once we got in front, we never looked back.
Mike, overall, how did we do?
Excellent. Again, we're defending from the middle, which has been a key for these last few games. The midfield getting these tackles in and takes some pressure off the defence. And as a coach, we're perfecting that press. We've got a perfect press. It's not just one guy counter-attacking, everyone watching Clark and hope he does something magic. Everyone's pressing together. Everyone's stepping back when they need to. Possession stats in the last few games, the opposition's had more percentage-wise, but it's clever possession. And when we've got it, we've done something with it.
Yeah, great stuff. Just very quickly, back on the chat, Glenn Jones says, how good is Rig? What a player at 17, unbelievable. He's been great. Emma, back on there, Emma says, she's good. Just replying to David. Good. She didn't get one of the players driving out, though. It's difficult for us now when we're down to the academy, though, because they put security on since we got lucky with Defoe and that. So it is tricky, but it's good to still keep going down there. Sorry, Wayne. How good were we overall? It was still a great performance, yeah?
The first 15, 20 minutes, I thought were a little bit sloppy, actually. I mean, and our comrade said they've been doing that in games, but I just thought we played a few dodgy balls across the back line yesterday. But once we got the first goal, like Conrad said, we didn't look back, and they never troubled us one bit. And like Mike says, the pressing, and I think even Le Bris said after the game, that's the way away from home, that's the way he's setting teams up. You know, to catch them on the counter attack, press them, nick the ball off them, set traps, and then get in behind them, and that it's worked perfect. You know, in 2 away games so far, and once we scored the first goal, I was never ever worried that they were going to come back in it. They only had one shot on target, I think, Conrad, didn't they? That header in the first half.
Header in the first half, yeah.
Also, fair play to them, you know. different.
Right, okay. Can somebody put that super sticker up for us? Good, thank you.
There you go.
Right, what it is, we've got to say a massive thank you to Dawn Stavely. A round of applause for her, please, for Dawn, who's donated £5 via a super sticker. As we've said many times, this channel doesn't make a profit, and any donations are gratefully accepted. We do have this chat, and we can do a super sticker, super chat, whatever you want to call it, and you can donate some stuff. All you do, there's a little dollar sign at the bottom of the live chat. Just click on there and slide up to how much you would like to donate. It's all gratefully accepted. It does help the channel out. And also, if you'd like to become a member, it's £1.99 a month. It's not even 50 pence a week, and you can become a member, and you take part in all sorts of members-only content, members-only prizes we give away. It's all worth it, and it's all for a good cause, because it does help us when we're producing this stuff for the channel, and it gets my wife off my back from saying, "Are we spending more money on that channel again?" Right then, so 3-0. We're 90 minutes. We're going to be like 4 from 4 with 4 clean sheets. And look on 9. I mean, I wasn't aware until that was an own goal until later when I saw it. Puts it in our own nets now. Somebody said he didn't do that. So I'm going off you, lads here. Win? Well, comical. Was there nothing he could do about it?
I think it was one of them where the crosses come out and he just didn't know who was behind him or what was around him, and he just tried to put it out safe, and he's misjudged it and just put it in the bottom corner. Actually, it was a canny finish, but it was unlucky. You know, I could see he had time. If he knew what was around him, he could have brought it down and cleared it, but I think he just panicked, and just one of them things, really. But it was going to be Luke 9, wasn't it?
Right, Mike, was he unlucky, or did he do it on purpose?
He's very unlucky, but only he's going to get away with it. I think him and Pat will have a laugh about that. And you've got to admire the class act he put onto his social media, saying, "No celebration for my 3rd goal of the season, but delighted to be the only man to score past Anthony Patterson this season."
Yeah, I did manage to see that. But I mean, like I say, I think anybody else would look 9. I think he could get away with that. Conrad?
Well,
did
for
he
me,
do it on purpose? You was doing the commentary.
I think he did it on purpose, because if we didn't let teams score now and again, they're not going to want to play us anymore, because we're just brushing them aside too easily now. So people will just stop wanting to play us if we just keep winning and not letting anyone score. So I think it was a tactical decision from him to just fire one past Patterson and go, "Look, you've had 3 out of 4 clean sheets. Enough's enough. We'll do it like that. 1 goal every 4 games is fine for me."
Right, okay. Quickly to the chat. Alan Gardner says, "We Philly, why did you predict 1-0 and not 3-1? Well, the reason I did that was because we got this stupid league going there between us where I don't like losing. So, I mean, I always have 3-1. I always put a bet on 3-1, which I still did. But I predicted 1-0. What an idiot am I? I mean, honestly, for goodness sake.
I do have the updated table there, Mike, if you want to show everyone. And Wayne might enjoy it.
Oh, that's cool. I haven't seen it yet. Would you mind look who's top?
Oh my word.
There you go. We don't need to see any more.
Have you got 12 points? Is that because you're doing the league?
Because he's doing the table, yeah.
No, I got 2 correct scores, and I got Sunderland in another game.
Stuart inquiry there, I think.
I can send you all the proof. I made sure I kept it.
Ian Wilkins says watched Kiefer Moore today. So glad we didn't buy him. Sorry, I did half notice it was half time, and I think Sheffield United were winning 1-0 today. What did that end up as?
Final score.
Was it really?
They had a lovely big fight at the end of the game.
Did I? There was Ellen, wasn't there?
Yeah.
What's that? Yeah. Right. Okay then. So what about man of the match? Now, when we've done these over the last 3 games, there's been 6 or 7 players could have quite easily got the man of the match. Are we in the same boat again? Was we that good again that everybody everybody was good. Win?
For me, I took Chris Rigg. I thought he was absolutely tremendous. Bearing in mind, he got booked into the first half. And for the third, if you see it, Phil, the third goal, the tackle he makes in midfield for the third goal, unbelievable. For a kid 17 to be that calm and that level-headed. And on the ball, he picks passes out. And he did it all day long. He's just going to be a superstar. He really is going to be a superstar in the future. And for me, there was a lot of good performances yesterday, but for me, he was just absolutely tremendous. Like,
but was it? I mean, we've all managed to pick a man of the match, but what's a handful of people still that could have got it? Was it like that, right? But, Mike, you're sort of nodding in agreement, Chris Rigg. Yes?
Yeah, definitely. Like I've said, the difference we've seen in these last few games is the midfield putting them tackles in, and when it leads to the goal like that, and like Wayne says, so cool, calm, even with the booking, the lad's on fire. Chris Rigg all day long, and anyone could have been man of the match without Rigg on that pitch. It'd have been a close second for everyone, but Rigg's definitely man of the match for me.
Right, fair enough. I thought you was on holiday.
I've just got back. I was still watching it.
He listened to my my stream and commentary, didn't you?
Yeah. Conrad, man of the match for you then?
I'm gonna give it to my ender because I feel sorry for the lad. He got 2 assists, 3 if you technically count the one that he forced the keeper to save before they cleared it against the defender. So and he deserved a goal, but Brown was having none of it. So I think it just looked like, if you'd have seen that performance and then said, do they need a striker? You'd have said no. Like he was fantastic, and he looks even better just for actually getting some minutes behind him. And yeah, I'll just give it to my ender just to be different and to feel sorry for him that his goal was chalked off.
Right. Well, on that score, Alan Gardner on the chat says my ender all of a sudden within 4 games looks like a £15 million player, which is not very good news for us, because if they think they can get £15 million for him, then he's out the door. And the
Juventus thought Hamir was worth nearly £5 million, so
well, who knows? So, right, just very quickly, then we've got 177 people watching the stream at the moment. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, please do so. Last time I looked, I think we had about 64 or something like that. I don't know what we're on now. What are we on now?
73.
73. So if you just hit that thumbs up for us, and more importantly, if you're watching and you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. It's free to do so. Just hit that subscribe button. That helps us. We're on our way to 10,000 subscribers. I've lost them in the chat. Mike has gone past, but somebody said good luck with your charity walk. Do you want to quickly jump in and explain what you're doing for anybody who maybe doesn't know?
Yep, I feel like I've explained it a million times, but it's a 4-day walk, 100 miles from Burnley to the Stadium of Light, in aid of the British Heart Foundation. This is in honour of our friend and colleague Jack Shields, who sadly passed away earlier this year on the channel at only 29. And so it's his family's chosen charity, and I'm raising everything I can to literally give to that charity. And now, at the side of the pitch, we're going to finish it with Jack's mum as well, so it's all extra special. I will post the link in the chat. If anyone can make any sort of donation, it's more than appreciated.
Fantastic, all for a great cause, as we say. So if you can support that with the I'm going to stick the Just Giving link in there, and no matter how small, if you can just help us out there, and we'll get some money for the British Heart Foundation. And you can watch that when we do the Sunday. It's the Sunday you arrive on. Is it Sunday the 15th? Yeah. You arrive.
Yeah.
And thanks to Wayne who sorted all that out. We're going to be down at the Stadium of Light and doing all sorts of stuff down there. Right then, the best start for 100 years is that right? Because there's all sorts of different stats have gone about. Mike.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the exact 100 years is what I've seen bandied around, but it's just it's cloud 9, isn't it? It's an unbelievable.
Oh well, hang on a sec, Mike. I can't have you. I'm trying
to find this link, Philly. Don't put pressure on me.
Sending me things here that I can bring up because I'm not prepared And on here it says best start for 100 years. And all you're saying now to me, you're saying, well, it's what's been bandied about. So you don't know.
I don't know.
So what a stupid question to ask. Wayne, you're good with stats. Is it our best start for 100 years?
It's our best league start to a season ever, I believe. Ever.
Really?
And if we kept the clean sheet yesterday, it would have been the best ever start by a team in the Championship since the EFL Championship began, if we kept the clean sheet yesterday.
Right, okay, but that's not that long. I remember the EFL Championship. You won, you're all too young, man. But, I mean,
We
I
won
was...
the first championship in
We won the
2005.
first one, didn't we?
The what?
We won the first championship in 2005.
Is that when it was? Way back in 2005. Jesus. Conrad, so do you that it's our best start ever? Or are you just taking your info from Wayne?
Well, if I take it from Wayne, it'll be right. So I think I got it from Mike. So it might be, it might not be. I'm not really sure at the moment. Anyway, it's certainly the best start in my memory of being a Sunderland fan anyway. And I mean, I know it's not in the Premier League, which we where it'd like it to be with 4 wins from 4. But I mean, given where we've been in recent times, I think even winning 4 games in a row is an absolute worldy situation.
Can I just say we've had much easier starts in opposition as well. It's not like we've had a walk in the park. We've played what's potentially could be the league champions, or who we predicted could win the league is one of the opponents we've faced.
Yeah, well, but I mean, they would tell you that we only played their second team and third team.
But we didn't have a striker.
Players missing.
But we didn't have a striker, and we just lost one of our star players. Blah blah
Yeah.
blah. We can all
Stop moaning. You've got Scott Parker in charge. That's why you're shit.
I mean, it's well, I mean, I caught bits of it yesterday before I went to work when they were playing. It was their derby, wasn't it, with Blackburn, and that's so. Right, there you go. There's the Just Giving link. If you want to donate anything at all, no matter how small, it'll be gratefully appreciated. We'll get it to the British Heart Foundation for Mike's charity walk. Right, okay then. Well, a lot of people have said this anyway, but you know, is the team now that much different to the team that was playing the end of last season? It were absolute dog shite, and we like, you know, and now we're like world beaters. You know, is Reggie the factor here? Then is this what it is? Mike, do you want to go on that first?
Yeah, definitely. I think, I mean, the team's slightly changed. Obviously, we've lost Clark, which everyone's like was gutted about at the time. But Mundle stepped in. But regardless of that, the Le Bris effect, you could see how well they're playing together. You could see them pushing up together, holding back when they need to, and more importantly for me, you could see Le Bris on the sideline controlling it, orchestrating it. Yeah, shouting, letting himself heard, not sat back with his hands in his pocket going, oh, never mind, get your next paycheck. So it's definitely the Le Bris effect for me.
Well, I was, like I said, I worked on Saturday afternoon while the match was on. And I was in a bar, but I was kept running in and trying to see bits. But of course, you can't when you're supposed to be sort of entertaining people. But anyway, different ones have said to me, like, you know, we can get a goal now, and instead of then sitting back, you know, we don't do that anymore. Is everybody still all right? I thought you all froze on me.
Yeah, we're all good.
Right. Yeah, and you know, is it that different style of play now, Conrad?
Yeah, definitely. Like, just echo what Mike says. Last year we had 2 clueless people in charge who didn't know anything about football, or one of them had clearly bluffed his way around football and the other one had been good in youth matches, not proper games. And then you've brought someone in who no one had arguably heard of beforehand, and his record was good one year, not so great the next with his team, but he clearly just knows how to organise a team and get them playing. I mean, we all said last season Job should be a number 10. He's better further up the pitch. And he's looked at him after a few weeks and gone, no, he's actually not. He's a number 8. He's box to box. He needs to be the engine of this team, and he's absolutely phenomenal. It has helped. We've got Sirkin fit and playing. I think. Like, that was probably a miss last season for all three managers that we had, that we didn't have what arguably the best left back in the league playing and giving us the options there. But the team's practically the same, apart from Brown coming in, who looks like no matter who drops out of that midfield, he can just do a job for him as well, and it'll be a good job that he's doing as well. Whereas potentially someone like Ekwa, we've all said at the time, depends which Ekwa we were going to get.
Yeah, Ekwa wouldn't steal a goal though.
No.
Right, okay. Wayne, I mean, he's the difference, yes.
Le Bris, he's 100%. He's a difference. He's just got us playing. He's got us organised. He's got the actual players playing in the right positions. The tactics. He's got players playing well, playing their natural game, and that does help having certain back like Conrad says as well. We look a lot more balanced side, but it just shows you when Saturday we've had to make 2 changes and it hasn't affected the team one bit. Ballard's come straight back in there, and Brown came in for Dan Neil, and if anything, we were better. We had more control. For me,
right, okay. Just very quickly, Ian Wilkinson on the chat says, mind all the teams I've seen this season have been poor. Sheffield United and Watford were awful yesterday. I must admit, look at Luton Town. I thought Luton were going to come down from the Premiership, still with the parachute payments and all that. And, they could end up doing a Sunderland, a double drop, really. But nobody's really impressed me, and nobody's really taking the bull by the horns other than ourselves. Do you think then with Le Bris as well, it's probably been a good thing, because didn't he? He did brilliant in his first season. Was it Lens he was with?
Lorient.
Right, okay, right. But he did brilliant in his first season, and then they got the new owners in and they sold all the players and all that, and he did terrible. But it wasn't his fault. And in a way, had he continued to do well, he could have been touted by some Premier League team, and we've ended up getting him because his stock sort of gone down when it wasn't really his fault. Do you agree with that, Wayne?
100%. I'm just so pleased that Will still, shafted us and went elsewhere, because otherwise I wouldn't have gotten him. So I've been sitting here in a completely different place. But I think I was reading somewhere that last season they had the worst defensive record in the French league, but that was because they sold all the players. And the first season he was really, really, really well thought after, and like you said, there were some big teams linked with him at the time. So maybe to just get him at the right time when, like you say, his stock's gone down a little bit. He's got a point to prove now. He's come here, so fair play to him.
Mike, do you think that's definitely the case then, that we've got lucky there that he had that bad season?
Potentially. I mean, this is going to cause controversy. I'd like to see the chat response, but does this mean we need to start trusting Speakman and KLD more?
I was just going to bring this up,
because they found him where nobody else was looking at him. All right,
yeah.
And the people they've recruited last time, like in the last window, are starting to come good now.
Yeah, but they haven't. They didn't go out. They didn't go out this season at the start of the season and said, let's get Regis Le Bris in here, because they said, let's get Will Still. That's what we were going to get. And in a way, it's good that he did us, and we've ended up with him, because he wasn't their first choice. No way. But having said that, do we not have to give them credit? We didn't know who he was. I defy any Sunderland fan that they knew about him. So at least they've had tabs on him and they've looked at him and got him in. So, I don't like giving them credit, but you do have to give them some sort of credit there. Conrad?
Yeah, I was thinking along the same lines, Mike, of yes, we all know they touted after Will Still for quite a while, but they still had a list of other targets to even know he was available, and what could have been, and would he fit in with their model and their footballing philosophy, I guess, on here. And again, you make a good point with the players. So Mayenda, yes, it's early days, but he looks like a better player now. Mundle, would any of us have sort of gone, actually, let's look in Tottenham's academy and see what we've got there? You go even further back, you've got Sirkin, hadn't played a professional game until he came to us. Ekwa hadn't played a game till he came to us. Elise, I know he's made of glass, but he's a good player. Dan Ballard, you're picking up. Trey Hume was playing in an Irish league, and we picked him up, and arguably one of the best fullbacks in this league as well. They do make smart decisions. I'm trying to think of one transfer they've brought in that's been hideous.
And it's because they don't do the big name, big money transfers, isn't it? That's why the fans are on the back, because we want them to spend 10 million on a striker we've all heard of, and that's the problem. Oh,
don't get me wrong. They could invest more and do it, but it's not going wrong for them. If their model was, 5 to 10 years to get to the Premier League? I might be making that up completely, but they had a model to get there. And what we in year 4, and we're top of the Championship, 4 games with 4 wins, with 1 goal conceded.
The thing is, though, with
just devil's advocate,
it's just like every other football fan. Yeah, everybody wants, millions of pounds spending on players and what have you. But we're all a little bit guilty of that. You think, oh God, we've got him in, we've got him on a free, we've got him on a loan and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's very shrewd business. We're at top of the league and haven't gone out and spent millions and millions of pounds. If we go up, we're not the idiots here. It's not nice. A transfer deadline day, and you think, but that's just it's the football fan in everybody that I think with that. Just very quickly before we move on, we've got over 100 likes now already, so thank you to you lot for that. There's over 200 people already watching the stream, but let's go for 150. We've still got another. Is it 10:05 already? Christ almighty! What time was it? Where you are?
It's 10:05. We've been going on that long.
Can I shoot you?
Right, okay. Anyway, keep in the likes if you would. Let's get to 150 if we can, and don't forget the subscribe button. It's free to do that if you don't mind. Right, one of you made the comment about bringing in these other players. We're not missing Jack Clark because Mundle's coming in and Ballard came in and stuff like that. Right now. Dan Neil was suspended on Saturday, and Brown came in. And am I right to assume Brown had a cracking game? Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Right. Striker's finish as well, Mike.
Right. So, does Neil, bearing in mind he's the captain, does he come straight back in the team now? Or should, he got booked? Should he be left down there for Brown? Win?
Not for me. I think them 3 in midfield, you can't drop Rig for the way he's playing. Alan Brown brings something different in the midfield anyway when he's playing, is what we've been lacking. And Job, at the minute, he's undroppable as well. So it's one of them where if you lose your players, you've just got to wait your time till something else happens till you get back in. So for me, no, he doesn't walk straight back in the team at all.
Right, okay, I'll pass that around in a sec. But DJ Sizzler Watson being very silly, saying up by Christmas when you know it's not. It's up by Easter. Boom! Mike, does Dan Neil come straight back in now? No. Is it tough pity?
I don't think it's a case of that, but Le Bris in a cracking position, right? He's got like 4 or 5 really good starting players that he can choose from. So the best thing about that is not a case of you make a mistake, you lose your place, more so that he can rest people. And we all know Brown's a good player, but he's more senior player, so we can rest him more. And Neil will have a chance to come back in. So as long as them players are happy to rotate, I think it's great. But nobody should be dropped after the performance they've done for the performance alone.
Right, okay. Jim Nesbitt on the chat, a big fan of Speakman, because I remember him having a go at us the other week, kept prodding us like that. He says, perhaps Speakman is not as incompetent as some think. Man United haven't managed to sign a decent striker for over 10 years. Look, we're happy to give them credit, it's like, it's just at the time that the football fan in you goes, oh man, come on. Why are we not adding an extra million on just to get that guy in and that? It's what we're saying. But, quite a lot of the time he's brought people in and they've done all right. So we're not necessarily
Go on, Wayne. I want to know what Wayne's got to say.
I'm not a Speakman fan. Oh yeah, I'll give him credit for getting us out of League One. If you look at these signings since we got in the Championship, how many of those have been successful?
Jack Clark.
Right. So what bar?
Well, the thing, I'll tell you what.
Actually, you'll have to give us a minute because I can only think of Clark.
Russian, where are them? Sealed, Triantis, never played. The two goalkeepers were bought.
He's been a good financial flip, only because of Juventus' stupidity. But yeah,
and as well, I know it's only 4 games in. I guess we're doing well, but what about the end? It's only 4 games.
Yeah, but what I will say is when they brought this new model in, right, and like the first season and in the transfers, we were going off it on this channel. Honestly, we really were. We were saying like, you're not going to win now with kids. You kind of, you got to get some experience in and all. And we was absolutely slating them. And then the season kicks off, and we start doing really quite well. And we're saying, to be fair, we held our hands up and said, maybe this model will work. And I mean, credit where credit's due. It's worked. I can't do it. I find it difficult to give them credit, but when it works, it's brilliant. But when it doesn't work, it's a catastrophe, really.
Can we leave it as we've had worse owners?
At this current point, they're not hideous. That's probably the best way of saying it, I think.
Right. Well, Conrad, you've not had your say on Dan Neil. Is he left out of the team?
He shouldn't automatically come back in because none of the 3 in midfield have done anything to be warranted to be dropped for. I mean, I know Brown played the first game and I thought, it's a shame Riggs not starting, but his injury, Rigg came in, and Rigg looks like our best midfielder now. That if you had to put who was the best one out of all of them, Riggs clearly the best one. Job's made himself, as Wayne was saying, indispensable to the team. So now Neil and Brown are fighting it out for that third space at the moment, and maybe it could be right. You were suspended for that game. That's your punishment. We should probably go that one further and go, well, you're not straight back in the team because that's rewarding your careless behaviour. Look at Rigg. Wayne. Look at Rigg for his contribution yesterday on a yellow card and smashed the Portsmouth player to win the ball back for our third goal. He's just smarter about it. Just don't be tripping people up when you're on a yellow card or mouthing off to the referee.
Where anyone in there?
The only thing I would think of, is that come the Plymouth game, and just to manage Chris Rigg, he's only 17, to manage him, he might take him out at the firing line for a game or two. We know what happened with Job last season when he played every game and he got worse and worse as the season went on. So I think we're going to manage Chris Rigg, better. But at this moment in time, I wouldn't drop him. But that might be the reason why the Plymouth game, you might see Dan Neil come in for Chris Rigg.
Rest him for Borough the week after.
Right, okay, well, seeing as you mentioned Plymouth there, I know we don't play them for a couple of weeks, whatever it is, but of all the people we've played so far, we've got 4 out of 4. It's Plymouth, not one of the easiest ones. Is this, the one what we should be expecting to say, right, this another 3 points in the bag, Mike?
Last season, as I said, you've just cursed us, and we always do worse against the worst teams. But I honestly think with Le Bris in charge and with this team, we'll turn them over. I have no doubts. You don't want to know my prediction. Terry would be pulling his hair out when he hears it.
7-0.
Right, okay. Just quickly, Reese on the chat says, Philly thought you went to, Michael Bauer's house using his Wi-Fi. Am I thinking about it? I'm on the hotel Wi-Fi, so I've got no control over it. Like, well, Reese, it's down to you. You need a new laptop. Conrad, Plymouth, should these be? I mean, it's Sod's Law. We've got 4 out of 4. Plymouth going down there, you'd be expecting us to win. Am I wrong?
I think it's more we just don't want to get too complacent. We've had a great start, and let's not just sort of think there's any guarantees. And from what I've seen so far from Le Bris, I don't think he would act like that anyway. So I think we'll go there and play exactly as we have and still come away with the win. I think the best thing going for us about the Plymouth game is that Wayne Rooney is still in charge of Plymouth by the time that we come round to play him. If not, then I fear the new manager bounce thing that you always get. But if Rooney's still there, I think we've got every chance. It's like 99% if I think. Or that's more so because of Rooney trumping the typical Sunderland, we're getting ahead of ourselves and we'll fall on our faces thing.
Yeah, that's. I mean, somebody said to me on Saturday, we've won 4 out of 4, but it's not only that. It's like they're a pleasure to watch. You know, I mean, it's just. I mean, when I've been at the Stadium of Light, you know, we've been. My favorite thing now is like watching Brazil. Well, we know I'm in the wrong stadium and all that. Just before I come to you, Wayne, can somebody get this super chat up there? Brown is made of glass. Neil will get his chance again, hopefully making him a better player. That's Robert Charlton, who's donated £5 via the super chat. Can we have a round of applause, please, for Robert? Don't forget, you can use the super chat if you want to donate towards the channel, helps the cost of running it. There is a little $sign at the bottom of the live chat, and there's a little slider on there so you can decide how much you'd like to donate. But don't forget, of course, you can still comment for free. You can do that, but like we said, any money that comes in is gratefully accepted. Wayne. Easy, isn't it? 3 points down there, 5 out of 5, 15, top of the league.
Well, just before that, I know Robert's just donated a £5, so didn't take your £5 back, but you see Brown's made of glass. I think he played 30 odd games for them last season, so I don't know how you see he's made of glass. Like, but I think
please don't take your £5 back.
Don't refund it, but you might be wrong.
I think just to echo what Conrad was saying there, it's just a case that we haven't got to go in the net and get ahead of ourselves. But my only worry is that everybody comes back fit from the international break. I'm not too sure who's away. I think Job's away, Hume's away, Ballard's away. If we lose Trey Hume, you know, then we haven't got cover there. So if everybody comes fit, return from that break, then I think we'll beat them. But be just like us for the gun in there and get beat off them, though. That's just the way. That's just been the Sunderland way for years. But I think, like what you've just been saying, I don't think Le Bris will let us do that. He's too thoughtful, he's too methodical in his preparation. So I think we'll beat them.
Back in 2 seconds.
I've just had a message through from my dentist.
Oh no!
Your appointment is 10:30 tomorrow morning. We're ready to pick you up 15 minutes earlier. Scary. The teeth are coming out. Right then. Well, whilst Conrad's gone for a number 2, I'm trying to get these. New signings. You lot on the channel did a brilliant show on Friday, transfer special, and then massive well done to Emma. We're going down the academy down there. So we got some new signings in. Again, I've got all my hands up. I don't know who they are. I don't know how to pronounce the names. I don't know what positions to play in. Having said that, we did a striker, but we got Wilson in, didn't we?
Yeah.
And he is actually a striker in because he's like people are saying he's a winger stroke striker. Is he the striker with what
according
we needed then?
According to him, he's a striker.
Right. So on Isidore, he's my tip, the same as Mundle when we signed Mundle. Isidore, out of all the new signings we've got that Alexic, Abdullah, Meffin, Sam. He's the one that's going to stand out. He's the one that's going to make the difference, and he's going to make Ross Stewart look pants.
Right.
You heard it.
So this Ahmed Abdullahi. He's a striker. But am I right? Have I heard right that he's just a young kid and he's just going to be one for the future? Is that right? Anybody?
He's played one game of men's football. So, but apparently
he's 20-year-old, older than my ender though.
He's obviously he's been trying to. There's a few big clubs been linked with him in the past. But so he's definitely one for the future. We've paid £3 million for him or something. So he obviously thinks something of him. So, but we'll have to wait and see if this is one of Speakman's master strokes.
I mean, sorry, let me quickly jump in there. So I'll bring in Mike. This is what confuses me, though. It's like, we say, they want everybody on a free, they want people on a loan. Yet you spend 3.1 or something like that, 3.7 or something. You spend that sort of money on a striker that's not even ready to go straight in there. Sorry, Conrad, let Mike in because Mike was one in first.
Yeah, to be honest, I think we've got scouts in all sorts of places. And I know he's only had one game of men's football, but in his last season playing with the youngsters, 21 goals in 28 games. In a
really?
Yeah, is standout for anyone. And I would think he'd rank better than Hamir when it comes to something like that. So definitely one for the future, I think.
Right, okay. Conrad, you was one in there.
Could it be? I mean, this is the first time we've actually seen them.
Say that.
That we've actually seen them sort of put a bit of money towards a player. Could this be the next sort of level up of the model, as it were? We've taken very small fees for players before or sell-on clauses and turned it round. Could this be them going, right, the next level is we'll spend 3 million on a player that we know is like a level up on where we were to then maybe get more money off of them in the future, rather than trying to go, everyone we're going to get either a free transfer with a sell-on or under 1 million. If they're going, let's up it to 3 and see where we go. Just could be.
It's the model also, not and the way it's worked with Jack Clark going, that they buy these players, and as with this new striker we've got, who's not ready yet, so that when we sell on Mayenda, however, because he's now banging in a goal a game, we sell him for a big profit, and already then there's a ready-made ball coming in. And maybe we didn't like them initially because you're buying all these young players in who are just not ready, whereas you've got a batch of young players who are coming through. As the ones who are already through progress, there's now a backup there, and we can make some money. Is that what the model is then? Wayne, you was one in.
That is the model they're going to go down. I mean, they've made no. They've said that from day one. That's the model: is to buy these young players, develop them, and sell them on. But like I get back to earlier on. We're only 4 games in. We still needed that experienced striker, and we didn't get it. Now on deadline day, they're coming out with all these things saying we'll bid £11 million for this kid from Lorient. Why wait till the last day? Why have you not done that weeks ago when there's time to negotiate? Why say we've bid £11 million on the half an hour before the window shuts? That's bollocks.
Yeah, but
the
thing is, Wayne, I know, and it's frustrating. But the thing is there's a lot of deals go through on deadline day because it's a domino effect with all these other things, and that's why it's easy to go, why didn't we get him 2, 3, 4 weeks ago? They might not have had other things in place, and this is why deadline day, a lot of things happen, because all of a sudden one's gone. Oh, we need another one, and you need to get somebody there, and then that opens up. It's that domino effect,
That's what happened with that gift Orban. So he was ready to come to us, but Fulham signed a centre forward from Lyon, which meant he then stopped there.
Yeah,
why he didn't come.
And the other thing as well is
didn't he, on Friday, didn't he?
He scored 2, on Friday. The other thing is, it was very well publicised, our chase of Mendy, and it was a bit like the Will Still thing of, did we put all our eggs in the one basket thinking we'll get there in the end? Whereas, I mean, this time they probably gave themselves a week at most, maybe, to have a look at alternative options, which is probably why we've only sort of splashed the money now. Whereas you think, if you go back to the season where we had, what was he called? Sims and Stewart in January, and we were like, we need another striker. Then Sims gets recalled and Stewart gets injured, and we were sitting there days from the end going, what are you going to do? You had 2 strikers who we needed to keep and get a third, and there was no plan at that point because we didn't get a striker. We didn't bother. I think it was we just so focused on one, but at least this time we learned you need to have a bit of time, that if that doesn't work, you've got other deals in the pipeline.
So what about this Chris Mepham, Welsh international? What position does he play?
Centre half.
Centre half. I mean, he looks like a good acquisition. Are we happy with him? Everybody? Yes.
Yeah. Quality. He's a quality player. The Bournemouth fans rate him, and also he's played 120 times for Bournemouth. And I think he's moved to salvage his Welsh career. He wants to keep playing for Wales, so he's obviously come here expecting a game where he fits in. I've got no idea. Like, does that mean 09 right. dropped?
Yeah, if 09 drops out for Ballard, or if Elise's injury problems keep going, then he's already jumped ahead of Sealed just for experience alone. And like I say, he's played in this division, and he's played in the Premier League with Bournemouth, so he clearly can do it at this level.
And he's only 26.
Yeah. That's ancient. Right,
so,
it's ancient for us.
What about this? Apologise if my pronunciation not very good. This Milan
Alexic.
Another Harry.
Is he not an itch? Is he not like a?
Oh, I thought it was a sick, but it might be an itch.
All right. So, what position is he? Because I've seen a couple of people going on about how brilliant he is. So, somebody fill me in on him. What position does he play, Mike?
He's played right winger, left winger, centre forward, attacking midfielder, defensive midfielder, and central midfielder.
Oh well,
he's 09. He's 09 for the forward part. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's quite an even split between the defensive midfield, central, and attacking. He's only played centre forward 7 times in his career, so it's mainly central and midfield is what I'm seeing on the stats.
Right. Okay. We're starting to run out of time now, so quickly we just want to go through this. Samed,
defensive midfielder, I think, Champions League player, isn't he?
He's playing the Champions League.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, that's
20 odd games for Ghana. He looks quality. He looks real quality.
Really. So again,
the games we're going to need a number 6. He's going to be perfect.
So, but we've got these players in who, I'd never heard of. And what have you. And in a way, we've got a team now, HMS Pistol League, and that where these new players going to fit in. It's a brilliant position to be in. I mean, is any of these new signings likely to sort of push straight in and get a start? Any one of them? Anybody?
Isidore. Oh, is it Isidore?
Only hope that Isidore is a centre forward, because if we lose Mienda, now think about what this. If we lose Mienda, we're going to struggle, and that we wouldn't have been seeing that back in the last season. You know what I mean?
The good thing is though is with Jack Clark going, had people not stepped up to the plate, then it could have been that, this Isidore could have been put in, because left wing he plays, in it, left wing and striker,
he says, yeah.
And it could have been found. We could have been found that maybe he wanted to be striker, but because we were missing Jack Clark so much, he was getting pushed into there. But listen, we're just about done, to be honest, lads. Are we doing predictions for Plymouth? Yeah, we're going to leave that till next week, or what?
A bit early. Should we do them for extra time?
Yeah, we'll do them tonight.
Right. Well,
Mike, you can say you're 7-0 if you want.
Yeah, Mike's. There's going to be something.
5-0. Right. Okay. I wasn't far off with 7.
Isidore,
right,
2 goals.
I'll give you my 3-1 next Sunday when we do the Sunday. If I can talk with my new teeth by then. That just about wraps it up. I've got to go to bed because what time is it here? It's 10:30. No wonder it's dark.
12 hours, Phil. 12 hours for your up.
Oh, didn't say that, man. All the teeth out and everything. Tomorrow's going to be the worst day. If anybody, I know people are not interested anyway, but I am sticking it all over Facebook, my little journey. So if you want to just go onto my Facebook, it's just Wee Philly Media, or we just put Wee Philly, and you'll find us in there. And I'll see what I'm like tomorrow. I'm probably going to have no teeth tomorrow. I'm in pain, crying. And I haven't even got my wife here in Turkey to comfort me as well. I'm all on my own, crying in my pillow. Listen, thanks for tuning in, everybody. 208 people still on the stream. Don't forget, before you go, just hit that thumbs up, do that. Subscribe to us if you would. It would be greatly appreciated. Do we just want to say bye to everybody? Conrad?
Bye, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you during the week for extra time, probably just a bit more chat about the transfers and the season so far while we got no game Saturday. So we'll see you all then.
Right. And before you're also, is one of you going to see us out with the titles here? Because I've got no access to it. Good man. Mike's going to do it. Mike, just say bye to everybody.
Yeah. Like Philly said, like, subscribe. It's and don't forget, become a member. It's cheaper than a cornetto every month, and you can win some great prizes. So consider becoming a member.
Wayne, say bye to our lovely viewers.
Mike, were you a window salesman at some point in your life?
Not yet.
Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. It's greatly appreciated. We're on 136 likes, so smash that now so you can get the 150 before we get off. But see you later.
Fantastic. I'd love to be able to say good night and goodbye in Turkish, but I can't. So thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, get it on the socials. Do that for us. And thanks for tuning in. So I'll see you from Turkey. I'll see you with new teeth next Sunday. Bye-bye.